And today I want to very quickly do a vlog about a question that I get so often. Now, everybody knows that I have a son that was diagnosed with leukemia in 2011, and they ask me all the time, what can I do for somebody or do for a child that has cancer, or what can I buy them, or what can I, how should I act around them, and things like that. The worst thing you can do is ignore them. And the second thing you can do is, especially in the first part of treatment, because it is so intense, they don't feel good. They are, I'm just going to say it, they're throwing up. They're basically, my son basically had the flu for 90 days. He had the chills, and our job, or my job a lot of time, was making him as comfortable as possible. I did a lot of research online on things that I could do for him. Now, with that said, note that when somebody is under, chemotherapy, it messes with their immunity. So they have like 0 to no immunity. Like, their ANC level is at 0. It beats them down. So, and I got my little mascot here next to me. But he's helping me today. Anyways, what I was saying is that if they have 0 or no immunity, then they can get sick quickly. So if you buy them anything, make sure that it can be washed. And the number one thing that I can tell you, do not take them, is flowers. I know at St. Jude Hospital, they are not even allowed to receive flowers, especially if they're in isolation. Flowers are from outside. They have pesticides on them, chemicals on them, or what have you, dirt, dust, debris, whatever. And they can actually make some of the patients sick. So, with that said, I'm just going to show you some very simple things that Lucas is filming. Dylan's outside. I'm looking at him out the corner of my eye. But anyways, that Dylan has received that has been the greatest gifts. So, let's start with this basket of fruit. We can't do flowers, but you definitely can do fruit. The rule is to make sure that the fruit is not a berry, and that the skin can be removed. Like, oranges are awesome thing to give somebody who is undergoing chemotherapy. Bananas, apples, because apples can be peeled. Pears are another one that can be peeled. Just long as it's not a berry, like a blueberry or strawberry or a grape. They cannot have grapes. They had parents at the hospital trying to peel grapes. It doesn't work that way. Okay, I'm just telling y'all. Anyways, I have just seen some really dumb things. I just thought that was dumb. Anyways, you got to note that it has to have a skin on it. So, fruit is a good thing. Plus, fruit also helps with nausea with kids that are undergoing treatment. Sunglasses are a really good thing to buy somebody who is undergoing treatment. They feel terrible. They have to ride in the car to and from the hospital, and sunlight really bothered Dylan. So we had to invest in a good pair of sunglasses. Sunglasses, awesome gift. If you don't know what kind of sunglasses to buy them, give them a card and say, hey, get yourself a cool pair of sunglasses or a cool pair of shades. They will thank you. The other thing is a good hat. It's not any secret that anybody who undergoes chemotherapy loses their hair. Girls included, they all lose their hair. And the hospitals are really chilly, they're cold, they don't feel good. You ever had like a really bad cold or flu, you just wanted to have something that was snuggly and warm? Well, imagine being cold and having no hair. Not a very good feeling. So Dillon spent the entire time he was bald in a hat. Now, if you don't think that they're a toboggan or a beanie, I guess you could call this, wearer, find out what their favorite team is and get them a really cool hat from the store, you know, like a ball cap. There's even, I know that Dillon had a hat that he wore all the time that came from a hunting store, because that was kind of his thing. He had a golf hat that meant a lot to him, that he wore all the time. A West Virginia University hat that he really liked. So, you know, you can buy them a hat. It's a great way to get them all warm and snuggly. So, the other thing, which I have behind me here, this was made by a church up home. And I'm trying to show it to you here. This was monogrammed for him. And it says his name on it, Dilion. And this blanket did not leave Dillon's side the entire time that he was going through really bad treatments. He still sleeps with this every single night. The church got together and they made this blanket. So on one side, it's a camouflage, and it's one of those no-sew fleece blankets, but because it's got 2 layers of fleece, it's really heavy, and he watches TV in this blanket and lays around. When we had to make transition from the hospital to here, he would have to have spinal taps. I think it was every week or every 2 weeks or something like that in the beginning. Now it's every 8 weeks. When we bring him home in the car, he takes this with him. And he gets all snuggled up in the front seat, and we lay it down so he can be comfortable. It's about being comfortable when you got to go through this stuff. This I purchased him. I knew that was going to be a big hit because he absolutely loves turtles. And if you know somebody that loves dolphins or monkeys or pandas or koala bears or whatever, this is awesome, because this opens up into a pillow just like that, and then if you don't want it as a pillow, it's a stuffed animal. They also take into consideration to make sure that when you do buy them a stuffed animal or a pillow like this one, that it can be thrown in the washing machine, because they cannot have stuffed animals that they cannot wash. They have to be able to clean bacteria on them and clean them. Anyways, this is my favorite one too. So, the other thing, because of beating germs, and the girls especially like this up at St. Jude, is what is it called? Hand sanitizer that is from Bath and Body. This one here I got last year. It's winter. It smells like cherries. And then we have this one that smells like eucalyptus. Now, I'm going to tell you a little secret. When you undergo chemotherapy, there are some things that you like and some things you don't like. One thing you don't like is like really strong musk smells or like perfume, but they like eucalyptus kind of has like a minty smell and a fruit smell. Those are the two that I found worked awesome with Dilion. Now, the other thing is chemotherapy affects the skin. The greatest gift in the world, and this bottle looks like it has had it, but is a good Aveeno cream. This is what the hospital gives them on occasion, and also like the Aveeno soaps, any of those lotions. This is an awesome gift. Chapstick is awesome. Of course, I don't think you give this to a boy. This is actually mine from Bath & Body, but I definitely know that a girl that is undergoing chemo would appreciate some really good, yummy lip balm or lip gloss. And there's a fly in here, so if you see it on the screen, I'm sorry. The other thing is again, think natural smells. So I'm going to come back with a couple more items here in a second, and we'll be back. Okay, so we're back, and again with the lotions, I just want to make sure that you all know this. Stay with the natural scents. Don't go with perfume scented stuff. Go with natural scents. Vanilla is a really good natural scent. Orange, citrus. I'm trying to think. Anything fruity, pineapple-y, coconut. Natural scents, because the other stuff makes them nauseous. And it kind of makes me nauseous too. This is the best thing in the world that I ever bought. And mine is definitely used and kind of dusty. But this is a oil infuser. And this comes from Whole Food. Now, I know you can buy them from Whole Food. They are not cheap. This cost me $40. I thought to myself, this better work for that price. But I was not let down. It honestly works. You just take the top off. There's this little slit right here that you can, it's kind of like a vaporizer where you put your scented oils in here and then the vapors come out of this hole. So if you don't want it directly towards your face, if you have this sitting next to your bed, you can just turn it and have it go the other way and disperse in the air. But you put just a little bit of water in here, and then it has this thing right here. And right in here is where you put the oil. Now you can buy the natural oils from Whole Food or Fresh Market. The ones that Dylan liked the most was the citrus, orange, or the eucalyptus. Now, Dylan's still undergoing treatment. But throughout treatment, most people that get chemotherapy often run fevers, or they catch, germs easily. They get colds, they get sinus infections, ear infections, and so on. Well, I did everything to keep germs from him. I ran a makeshift hospital in this house to make sure that germs was not around him. Bleach, vinegar, everything that I could think of to keep germs off of him. One thing I did not know I was doing, which was an absolute plus, is when I was putting the eucalyptus oil in this, it was actually killing the bacteria in the air. And I'm not saying that's why he didn't get sick, but we ran this all the time because it kept him from getting nauseated. This was the best thing in the world. I know that you can get them online, but if God forbid I ever have to do a do-over, since we have 120 weeks of treatment and we're in week 75, so we got a little bit more to chug through. It won't be until August or September of next year that Dylan will be completely done with all of his chemo treatments. But this was by far the best #1 purchase that I made. We used it a lot. In fact, he liked it so well that I caught him putting the oils in it and the water in it. So the last thing that I have is anybody who undergoes chemo, I will tell you that the doctors at first, in the beginning, and I'm not saying that every person is this way, but chemotherapy, when we take it in our bodies, we all react to it differently. And I'm not a nurse, I'm not a doctor. This is just from experience and my knowledge of what I've gained through my son fighting cancer. Some people can actually form diabetes, and some people can have heart attacks, blood clots. It causes all kinds of things to happen within the body. Everybody reacts to chemo totally different. So with that said, in the beginning when you do chemo, they usually put you on a low sugar diet. They do not want you to have junk food like donuts and candy. But I will say this. They do allow Starburst, Skittles, and chewing gum. And the reason for that is because somebody who undergoes treatment for cancer has a PICC line in their arm, or they have a port which they access. And every time they access that, they have to flush that with a saline. And to describe to you what the saline is like, Dylan has told me that it's like getting hit in the mouth with an ocean, with a wave being at the ocean. It's like salt water. So when he's going to have his port flushed, and when he had the PICC line first, then he had the port. we would give him a piece of candy to hold in his mouth so that he didn't get that salty taste. So if you want to buy them candy, I know that the Starburst, the gum, and the Skittles were awesome. So, but if it's a little itty bitty kid, I wouldn't give them the chewing gum. So the other thing is they don't drink lots of soda, but if you could buy them those little cherry, or you know, the stuff like the solution that you put in water and mix it so that your water tastes good. It's very important that they stay hydrated. However, this might sound nasty and I don't want to gross anybody out, but don't get them anything that is got color in it. Like for instance, Kool-Aid. They have a Kool-Aid now that is clear, and that is what I give Dillon, because by chance, if he does throw up, you do not, that Kool-Aid will stain everything. So you don't want, you know, if he's going to throw up, you want it to be clear. And I know that's probably gross, and I forgive me, but we're talking about all honesty of what chemo patients have to go through. The other thing that the last thing I wanted to suggest is to get them a personalized cup. They like to feel like they have their own things to make a hospital room or a room that they go into to have radiation or chemo, just to feel as home and comfortable as possible. So these are my tips. As far as I know, these are by far the best gifts. The other gifts that when Dillon got out of low bacteria, he really liked getting, enjoying some of his foods that he couldn't have before. Like ice cream and Frosties was one thing that was a really big thing from Wendy's. And I realize they don't have a lot of healthy benefits to them, but when you're a child and you go 90 days and you have to be on this very strict diet, and then you come out of it, it's nice to be able to get a treat. So Wendy's card is a good idea. A Subway card, you know, any restaurant really would be a good idea. I would also think about what does the hospital offer. Our hospital has a Starbucks in it. So sometimes I know when as a reward or special treat, when Dillon could have it, I would get him one of those chocolate chip frappuccinos. Is that what it's called, Lucas?
Not flap, it's frap.
Oh, frap. Okay. We're not flapping, we're frapping. Anyway, so those are just some basic ideas, and I hope this helps you all. If y'all have any more questions about dealing with somebody with cancer, I will get with my little boy, and I'll even ask him the questions. He may not want to specifically do a video, but I will ask him what he thinks. And don't ignore them, and let them know that you love them, you're praying for them, embrace them, help them through this time. You know, it's a hard, trying time, and also know that the siblings of a child, a brother or sister, that basically they're going through what their brother or sister is going through too. So support, lots and lots of support and love. I know that what would be really nice is if somebody would make a dinner or something when they finally get out of that first period of getting out of the hospital. I know that you're tired. You can offer to clean their house, pick up their mail, mow their grass. I mean, things that you can do that wouldn't cost anything. Walk their dog. So these are some ideas, and I hope this helps y'all, and I will be talking to y'all soon. Have a great, fantastic Saturday. I intend to. Bye.